500 years ago, Martin Luther challenged the status quo of the Roman Church and threatened the pocketbooks of the ruling elite. The story goes, Luther wanted to engage in a debate challenging the Catholic Church's custom of selling indulgences. Contrary to popular belief, the selling of indulgences was not a method of buying one's way into heaven. However, according to historian Reeves, is better considered a method to demonstrate penance and mitigate the time one spends in purgatory. In the early 16th century, Pope Leo X was trying to rebuild St. Peter's Basilica, the grand church built over a millennium before by the Emperor Constantine, that over centuries had become run down and unusable. What Leo X envisioned was to build the grandest church in the world, which would be a timely and expensive project. Increasing the revenue generated from the sales of indulgences was a convenient source of income to help accomplish this goal. Luther had a problem with the motives behind and the abuse of these indulgences. So on October 31st, 1517, he posted on the door of his local church what are today called his 95 Theses. This was essentially a list of 95 issues that Martin Luther had with the church, driven by the sale of indulgences, in hopes that it would spark debate throughout the church about the practice. What happened over the following years, inadvertently due to Luther's challenge of the church, was what now is considered the beginning of the Protestant Reformation. Over the last 5 centuries, Protestant churches have flourished and spread, and while the Catholic Church still exists, and is even still the largest sect of Christianity according to a Pew study done in 2011, has long since abandoned the sales of indulgences along with many other controversial practices. So what can we take from this and apply it to today's world outside of theological arguments? Well, in the last 500 years, the world has seen the greatest increase in expansion of liberty and the standard of living for all people, especially the poorest among us, in the history of the planet. For thousands of years, the default of the human condition was abject poverty. But since then, the amount of knowledge and production throughout the world has increased exponentially. Now, there are many contributing factors to this, but the nailing of the 95 Theses on that October day was a unique challenge to the status quo. The acknowledgement that the individual is sovereign. From the perspective of a Christian, only you and your relationship with Christ can impact what exists for you between this life and eternity. While the consensus of historians agree that Martin Luther had no intention of starting a reformation, nor was he even against the Catholic Church as a whole, he very much supported it. But the aftermath of his intellectual questioning shows us that the individual can make a stand against authority. We all have our own passions, strengths, and goals, meaning no central planner has the knowledge or right to tell you what to do. If you stand for principle, if you remain intellectually honest, if you question everything objectively and try to find the truth, your actions will reverberate in history. Be like Martin Luther and change the world by standing for reason and morality. Maybe in another 500 years, people will look back at our time and see it as the beginning of another reformation. This is Chaywin Hudson, and thank you for watching. Stay free, my friends. Stay free. Thank you everybody for checking out my first video essay. Hopefully you liked it, and if you want to see more of them, please click that thumbs up button. And if you like intellectual content, go and check out my other channel called The Defenders of Liberty. Thank you so much for your time, and have a happy Halloween.